Good morning, everybody. How are we doing? Sammy, United People's TV. Welcome to another news show. News show? News. New news show. Anyway, we're going to run through the latest United news. We're going to speak about an article from Rob Dawson from ESPN yesterday on the 7 midfielders on United shortlist. We're going to speak about... We're going to have a conversation about the squad overhaul. Because I think I'm genuinely interested to know how much do you think it actually needs to be overhauled? And yeah, I'm going to be laughing at Liverpool. How are you all doing? Can I just say, I hope you enjoy the look, because yesterday installed a new camera, got everything set up, so you should hopefully be seeing United People's TV and the live shows in crispy 4K now. Bam! Means you can see a little bit more of me. Yeah, it might be a good or a bad thing. But I hope it looks better, because I think it really, really does. We've realised that 25% of people who watch the channel now, they watch it on a TV. So I think this is a little bit overdue since I moved into this new studio, but I hope you feel it looks a little bit crisper. The quality looks a little bit better. The colours look a bit better. The blacks look a bit deeper. I hope they do, because I think they do. Fingers crossed you enjoy it. I think it looks nice. I'll be honest. Took a while to set up yesterday. But we got it done. Let me see who's here from the mods and the members gang, and let's get on with today's show. We've got Stephanie, good morning to you. We've got Carl, good morning to you as well. We've got Jonas, we've got Fred Cranham, Teresa, we've got Toby, we've got Asan Saeed. Lots of you tuning in. Am I AI? No, I'm not AI. Right? There you go, Zhao. You watch the morning show on the TV. Well, hopefully, it looks a little bit better. All right? Hopefully, it makes a difference. Thank you very much. By the sounds of it, it has worked. Can I just say a big thank you to Liverpool for cheering me up right now, because I need some serious cheering up right now, and they're just being so generous. He's got to go, isn't he? He's got to go. Well, actually, no, stay. But genuinely, it's making it a little bit easier, right? It's making it ever so slightly easier. Watching them. City have lost 2 in a row again. And at the same time as that, I can't help it, right? At the same time as that, it annoys me that little bit more for the fact that United aren't taking advantage of the fact that Liverpool are absolutely collapsing. That City are it's not even just a speed bump anymore. Just every other team is just wobbling hard. Fred, the upgrade with the camera hasn't worked. Harsh but fair. Anyway. Wish United were just decent this time. But it's making it ever so slightly easier. Because I'm telling you, that's what made the downfall of United that much more difficult to watch. Because Liverpool and City were both flying at the same time. Yeah, you can see a few grey hairs. A couple of grey hairs. A couple. More in the beard. Really, now. Anyway, congratulations to Kovar yesterday. Obviously, if I remember correctly, he went to Leverkusen, was their second choice goalkeeper, and then sold to PSV. Congratulations to him. Hope he's enjoying himself. Someone down there talking about the United board giving Amrin more money. I don't know, you're just trying to make a... I'll be honest, man, that's a bad joke. I can't even repeat that. I think you can do better than that. Just go back to the drawing board, think about the jokes you're going to put in. That was a bad one. Anyway, right. Let's get on with today's show. But thank you, Liverpool. I appreciate it. And thank you, Francis. I hope you can enjoy the quality upgrade. There might be some hiccups here or there, but fingers crossed the internet holds up. We can stream in 4K because it's not something I've done before. But it's just the way it's going, right? You know how much I pride myself on the quality of the stuff that we do here at United People's TV, and this is the next step up. right? So, video I did yesterday. That was on Carl McCauley, who is going to be United's new senior head scout. And effectively, he's been brought in, like, I don't know what the job interview was. God knows what happened. But like, one of his targets is going to be find United the new Caicedo. Find United the new Baleba before they cost 100 mil. It's something that I said a while ago. That's what you. And honestly, I feel like when United succeed with it, I think it will coincide with United actually going on the rise again. When we find one or two gems, when we find one or two players that we sign for, I'm going to say somewhere in the region of 20 to 40 million pounds, that a year later, they're worth 70 million plus. I think at that time, it's going to coincide with United really genuinely going upwards again. So he's got a big job on his hands. One's down there saying, what about a dude that brought in Šeško? Chris Favell. So I explained the structure in that video. If you haven't watched it, I'd explain the structure again. Chris Favell hasn't left the club. And that's what this video explained. So Steve, you haven't watched it. Wands, you haven't watched it. Carl McCauley has been brought in as head of senior scouting, which is a role in itself. You've got Chris Favell, who is the director of recruitment, overseeing all of it. United are splitting their recruitment into two sections now. One, emerging talent, which is probably where Chris Favell's nose is going to be best. Sekou Kone from Mali, Christian Orozco from Colombia, Diego Leon from Paraguay. That sort of signing. That's your emerging talent signing. Somebody who's not broken into first-team football yet. But I'll tell you what, he's got some real good fundamentals, and it might work out. Cool. Carl McCauley will be head of senior scouting. So that's going to be finding someone who's probably established in first-team football somewhere around the world. And that's why in the video yesterday, I mentioned Keith Smith from AZ Alkmaar. I think he's 19, so it's not exactly as if he's completely established, but he's already playing senior football. So he's already got a price tag to him. Whereas your Orozco is going to be like a couple of mil. Diego Leon was a couple of mil. Different types of signings. Different prerequisites and different requirements. You don't really need a scout to go out there and sign Cunha and Mbeumo. Really, do you? They're just like, who's the best in the Premier League in these positions? Yeah, we'll sign him. But this is part of the... I know... I'll be honest, I know that everybody's kind of switched off from United right now. I can sense it, I can feel it, and I can completely understand it, man. After the frustrations of Forest and Spurs, to have a 16-day wait for that game against Everton, it just bursts a bubble, doesn't it? But United have made an appointment, and I covered it. So fingers crossed that Carl McCauley can probably, if you're looking at the most success that he's had, he had it at Brighton for sure. Had some success at Swansea, but it's a kind of just a different level, isn't it? I suppose Brighton is too. I wouldn't exactly say that Chelsea was littered with success, but I don't think anything was at that particular point in time when Todd Boehly came in. They went nuts. Like, nothing really made sense then. But yeah, I don't know whether there's going to be somebody brought into the club to be head of emerging talent. But that might just be Chris Favell. Right? There you go. Did. Someone down there saying the audio might need tweaking once you're offline, peaking and clipping. Yeah. I've got that a little bit. I find it really annoying, to be fair, this setup. I don't know why it's doing it. Because it is clipping me out, but I'm not setting any noise gates. I'm not setting any top levels, so it shouldn't be clipping me, but it is clipping me. I've been having an issue with it. But anyway, I'm going to keep trying to fix it. But I appreciate the comment there, dude. Someone down there saying it won't work for us. It's okay buying prospects, but without constant game time, they don't progress. That's why we buy them ready-made. It's a balance, dude. It really is a balance. You need both to work at the same time. You can't afford in the modern game to just go out there and go, we need a midfielder. Let's just look on our doorstep. Let's just look at the players who are already established in the league. Other teams have taken the risk. Other teams have developed those players, and they've minimized the risk. So now let's go and pay the premium of signing that ready-made proven player. Yeah, you can do that, but you can't afford to just do that. You have to combine it with emerging talent. You have to combine it with finding some gems. All these things have to happen at the same time, which we all know. Richard saying, how are you enjoying The Wire? I'm not watching The Wire right now. I am. Just started season 4 of Sopranos. Man, I forgot how good. I didn't forget how good it was. I'm just enjoying how good it still is. And yeah, Slow Horses was great. Someone down there saying that's what loans are for. You buy for potential and you develop them through loans. Yeah, that's kind of part of it. That's why I really, really don't like it, but it's not going away. The multi-club model. It exists in the modern game. If you don't have it, you're at a disadvantage. Chelsea had sort of taken the piss with what they're doing with Strasbourg. We've got Enzo Canabic, who's gone to Lausanne. I still feel that Ineos are going to sell Nice, but we've seen reports suggesting that Diego Leon could go on loan to Nice. More of that needs to happen, and we've actually finally had some good loans this season. Harry Amas at Sheffield Wednesday and Radek Vitek at Bristol City. 2 really solid championship loans. Different positions in the league, but both of them are working out. Now, let's speak about midfielders again. We're going to have a conversation about the overhaul because I think it's important. I've seen it at the start of the show, by the way. I got a little bit distracted when I was talking about the camera. But Schwab and Gaz, thank you very much, both of you, for gifting 10 memberships each. For all of you. We're nearly set up and ready for the Advent Calendar giveaway. As I told you in yesterday's show, we're going to be doing a giveaway every single live show during December. So probably at the end of the show, I'm going to do like an interactive quiz. You can all click a link, join in. I'll ask 5 questions. Fastest finger first. Whoever's top of the list, you win a prize. Come on. So the whole of December, we're doing giveaways like that. Just fun little prizes, posters and merch and stuff like that. And then we've got the big prize, which is going to be a PS5. You can buy a ticket for £1. 100% of the proceeds are going to be going to charity. Haven't named which charity just yet. And it's a nice way for you to potentially win a PS5 for £1. And yeah, there you go. The TikTok channel is faster than YouTube. It doesn't really matter which one's faster. It doesn't. I can't decide that. That's go down to their systems and how they're pushing it. That's fine by me. Someone down there, I think Jason Wilcox must have at least 7 TVs in his office. Anyone else used to do that? I remember being at uni, and on Champions League nights, we'd have like, I remember this like vividly. You'd have your main TV, and then we used to have 3 laptops. Everyone would bring their laptop out and just place them all at separate points. You balance it on a couple of books over there, or you put it on top of the stereo over there, and you'd all have different Champions League games on. Because I don't think the multi-view existed at that point in time. Yeah, and then when you're trying to watch more than one game at once, you can't watch any of them. You're just like that. One's saying, is it for UK only? I think for the only ones that are going to be UK only will be the fully framed posters, because it would just be a bit bonkers for me to try and send a fully framed one. I know that we like the merch you can buy fully framed, but that's because they've got the equipment, they've got the packaging and all that jazz to do it properly. I'm not sure I could. What's going on down here? Yeah, students. Scumbags. Anyway, let's speak about midfielders. We're not speaking about midfielders much here. Someone down there saying, how true is the Arsenal versus United match? I believe there's an indoor friendly happening at Arsenal's training ground today, and I think it's only under 21s. I think. That's what I read early this week, but I haven't actually got that confirmed from anywhere. Right. So, midfielders. I don't need to speak about these 3 anymore. I just want to run through this article from Rob Dawson and also have a little conversation about wing-backs, right? This is what he's saying. It's Berbatov. United will look to bolster their squad, bolster their options at wing-back next summer, alongside their pursuit of a central midfielder. And look, this is where some other midfielders are named, and it feels like this list is getting quite I don't know. I don't know the right way to describe it. I'm not seeing any other names, really, apart from these. And obviously, you got your main three. You got your Baleba, your Wharton, and you got your Anderson. João Gomez, his name. I think we're probably going to have to do a video on João Gomez. I think that'd be fair. We've got one prepared on Angelo Stiller. Need to think about the right time to drop that. But we need to record it and all that jazz and edit it all together. Conor Gallagher. I'm not really sure I want to do a video on Conor Gallagher. I'll be totally honest. And kind of mainly the reason I'm saying that is because I think if we do sign Conor Gallagher, I think it will be on loan. It'll be like a loan to an obligation. Remember Andre, he was, if I remember correctly, was he signed by Wolves in the summer? And last season he was with Fluminense. And they won the Copa Libertadores. I think so. But yeah, Angelo Stiller is going to be the next one. And João Gomez, clearly, like, the name keeps popping up. So it's those 7, by the sounds of it, that's on United's list. Someone down there saying would be a bad investment. I don't know who you're talking about there. The thought of Gallagher is making me sick. Truth be told, and it really does feel like United's midfield is in a similar position to where United's attack was last season. In the idea that you can look at a player now and you'd be like, it's kind of hard to say no to anybody. You'd be like, well, he would improve us. Yeah, well, he would improve us. He would improve us. He would improve us. So, like, the question isn't really about whether they would be a bad signing. The question would be, are they the exact signing that we should make? Because there's a lot of signings that we could make in midfield that would improve our midfield. Does that make it more difficult to get the right signing? I don't quite know. Someone down there mentioned Edison. And maybe he will come into the conversation. Someone's already mentioned James Garner. We spoke about him yesterday. He's definitely a market opportunity. And I think United will take advantage. You could, I don't know what category you put him into. I'd probably look at him as a very good squad option. James Garner would just be like quite a significant upgrade on Ugarte, wouldn't he? So Edison, his agent here, saying that, look, he could leave for half of what his asking price was because his contract's going to expire. So maybe Edison could be a conversation that United go back into in the January window. I don't know, but there's 7 names emerging there. One, Anderson, Wharton, Baleba, Gomez, Stiller. 5 names that we keep seeing like cycled. And Gallagher's on the edge. And I think that might be the first time that we've heard from Andre. Zane is saying, do we have a buyback for Garner? If, and I don't think we did, but if we had a buyback for Garner, that would have expired a while ago. I think. How much would James Garner cost? Matt, he is a free agent in the summer. That's why it could be a conversation. Remember that when it comes to players who are free agents in the summer, in January, they can agree pre-contract agreements with clubs who are outside of the Premier League. So James Garner would be able to agree a contract with Barcelona in January, but he couldn't agree a contract with Manchester United. That's the way like free agents work domestically. People are sleeping on Hackney. I don't know what Hackney's been doing this season in Middlesbrough, but Hackney was part of the conversation that we had in the summer. Chris saying we need ground-eating midfielders. It's not enough. It's just not enough. You need all-action gems of the Declan Rice, Moises Caicedo, and Elliot Anderson category. It's a very small club. Are there any other midfielders that you would put into that bracket? Just out of curiosity. Right now in world football. Are there any other midfield? Or maybe just keep it to the Premier League because that's something that we all know a bit more about. There's a very, very select Tonali. I don't think he's got as much overall quality as those players. But he's kind of in that category. Trying to think who else. I wouldn't do anything from Liverpool. I've already mentioned Caicedo. Did I mention Caicedo? Tchouaméni. Man. That's a perfect example of like United, isn't it? It's a bit like Tchouaméni is exactly like João Neves was. Tchouaméni to Real Madrid, Casemiro coming to United, Neves going to PSG, Ugarte coming to Manchester United. Yeah, I kind of wish you had the other one. Maybe that's probably a little bit harsh on Casemiro. But we did fund them purchasing Tchouaméni by signing Casemiro. Bruno Guimaraes, yeah, to be fair, Bruno Guimaraes is definitely in that category as well. Ghana wouldn't be free in January. Ghana would come with the price. But it might be something that United could take advantage of because otherwise Everton are going to lose him on a free. I haven't seen any conversations about him signing a new deal there. Might do, might not. Fabian Ruiz? Onana at Villa? No, I wouldn't put Onana in that category. I'd put Onana in like, an excellent football player, but certainly not as well-rounded as Declan Rice or Elliot Anderson. I would say Onana's best qualities come out of possession. And he's very, very good in that sense. Abdul, you're saying we need a midfielder that can pick the ball up from centre-backs, take it near the box. That's why our build-up plays so bad at the moment. A lot of central progression doesn't exist. Morgan Rogers. We could have signed Morgan Rogers if, number one, we didn't sign Cunha. And number two, he didn't just sign a new deal to Villa. So, I mean, that's not going to happen. But I see that he's not the sort of midfielder that we need to be focusing on. He's more of a better in the opposition's half midfielder. We need somebody whose home is his own half. But he's also comfortable pushing and bringing the ball forward. But ultimately will spend most of his time between the edge of his own 18-yard box and halfway line. Someone saying De Jong down there? I mean, yeah, De Jong is a phenomenal footballer. His best work comes in possession, for sure. But yeah, that list there. Angelo Still is probably going to be the next one that we do a video on. And I think maybe João Gomez after that. It feels like there's been enough links for a long enough period of time now with João Gomez that we should probably do a video on him. Need a modern day Kante, says, and well, I mean, that's exactly why Carl McCauley has been brought in, if you ask me. I honestly do feel like, correct me if I'm wrong. Well, correct me if I'm wrong. You might disagree with me. I do genuinely think that the most valuable position in world football is that all-purpose central midfielder now in the modern game. I don't know whether it's an in the modern game thing. I don't know whether it's just that the way that the Premier League is, those players are becoming more apparent, more important. I don't quite know. But it feels like it to me. Like that's where if you're going to spend 100 mil plus on a player, I think that's where you spend it. I think if you spend it on an attacker, on a striker, I mean, I don't know. What attackers have even gone for over 100 mil? Obviously, Isak to Liverpool. What other attackers in these last few years have gone for north of 100 mil? I'm trying to think. Gyökeres wasn't 100 mil. Šeško was 75. Yeah, who else? What other attackers have been north of 100 mil? Because I'm just thinking of the central midfielders. Someone help me down here in the chat. Mbappe. Come on, man. You're going back a little. Mbappe was on a free transfer, man. Neymar, they're going way back. Then Dembele. That did not work out for Barcelona. Wirtz. Wirtz is a weird one. Was Harry Kane 100? I thought Harry Kane was like 80-ish, but if United had gone in for him, it would have been north of 100. I don't think that. Yeah, okay. My point here, I think the point in my head is that it feels like it's happening more with central midfielders than it is. Well, it's happening more with midfielders than it is attackers. Grealish, yeah, I suppose that kind of falls into that category. Either way, the second part of this article here is talking about wingbacks. And I think this kind of leads into the conversation that we can have about the squad overhaul in the summer. Like, what actually how deep you think it really does need to go. Because Dorgy, right? The wingbacks. And overall, kind of a conversation about Ruben Amorim, because I think these two conversations bleed into each other. Like Samuel Luckhurst is reporting out, United are backing Ruben Amorim and going to give him all the transfer terminology is going to come out. War chest, but this, blah, 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 hundreds of millions and saving this and blah blah blah. If I was to look back at United's signings, right? That's an advert. Thank you very much. Jesus. Stupid website. If I was to look back at United's signings from the last couple of years, right? And we speak about managers being backed, okay? Erik ten Hag was backed because we didn't have a goddamn club policy. We didn't know our arse from our elbow. Our arse from our elbow. And we just signed whoever he told us to sign. Anthony? He's the best one. Yeah, go on in. Well, yeah, go on in. Bring him in. Another touch. Go on in. Madison, yeah, go on in. We didn't really have a club policy. We didn't have anybody in charge of recruitment. It was kind of like, who should we sign, Eric? So we were signing for managers. I do not think that we, at any point, have signed for Ruben Amorim just yet. I think we've made club signings. Do I think that Šeško is only suited to a 3 at the back system? No. Same with Amuma. Same with Cunha. Same with Le Mans. Go down. No, none of them. What about last summer? Or last winter? Garnacho leaving. No. Oh, bloody hell. Show me them all. You stupid website. Pisses me off when websites have crap user experiences. Seriously. How? Anyway. The point still stands. I do not think that Ruben Amorim has been backed, or Ruben Amorim, Man United are going to back Ruben Amorim with X amount of money, like making it sound like we're just signing specialist players. And I know that was a little bit of a waffly way to get around to it, but that's actually where I see the wing-backs. I think that's the actual position where you probably could talk about actual specialist signings that might only work best in a Ruben Amorim system. Now, with Dorgu, right? And this goes for every player as well. Go away, you stupid Transfermarkt website. Dorgu was signed as a player that was going to develop. And his last 2 appearances have shown everything that's kind of right. No, maybe not everything that's right and wrong, but the good and the bad. Against Spurs, he was pretty decent. Most of the game. No one really spoke about it because obviously it was a frustrating game. But he was pretty good all game. And he followed that up with an absolutely awful performance against Everton. And he can't really do that. It's about consistency. The main thing that you can possibly show in your first season is consistency. Like Lenny Yoro when he came in, and it's kind of his first couple of months for United. I would say first while, like Yoro wasn't really doing anything spectacular, man. It was sort of like, let me just make sure I don't make any mistakes. Let me just pass the ball backwards. Let me just keep myself in position, do well. Maybe it's a little bit more difficult because wing-backs in Ruben Amorim's system, they really are where the width comes from. And for United and our traditions, as far as we're concerned, like, we love watching teams with width. We love watching wingers. We love watching overlaps and runs down the byline. But Dorgu isn't developing enough. If we compare Dorgu to the Dorgu that arrived from Lecce, we knew all the raw fundamentals. That was the reason he was signed. Like the athletic ceiling that he had, the profile that he was. It made sense. He's still not been here for a year. He's coming up to it now. But Dorgu's not developing enough. And I wanted to ask, like, your opinions on wing-backs. Like, let's do a hypothetical here, right? Let's fast forward 12 months. What do you think, like, let's fast forward 12 months on the hypothesis that Ruben Amorim's still here. Might not be the case. No one can guarantee that. Who do you think is going to be our wing-backs? If I'm looking at, in the current squad, who have we got at left wing-back? You've got Dorgu, you've got Shaw. I'm not really going to include Diego Leon or Harry Amas right now. Amas might, in fact, Amas might be part of the conversation next season. He may well be. I don't think Diego Leon will be just yet. Like, who's going to be our left wing-back? Who's going to be our right wing-back? It feels like Ahmad has that position, but we're chopping and changing that position sometimes according to when injuries happen up front. If Cunha, Mbeumo and Šeško were fit against Everton, they all start and Ahmad starts right wing back. Right, let me see what you're saying down here. Someone's saying Grimaldi and DeMarco. This is my point here. You're talking about just going out there and signing specialist wing-backs that work in a wing-back. It's a bit like when United were linked with Jeremy Frimpong for a long time. And I was so confused as to why people kept talking about signing Jeremy Frimpong to play him at right-back. I'm like, have you just not watched any Bayer Leverkusen? The dude is a right winger. He is not a fullback, and he wouldn't have worked in that. So if you're talking about signing Grimaldo or DeMarco, now maybe DeMarco is a little bit more flexible, but you're certainly Grimaldo. You're talking about someone who really does play as a left wing back, that basically is a left winger, that really is a specialist signing, that would very much work well under Ruben Amorim. But then if you move Ruben Amorim on, you then might be stuck with a player in a squad who's then therefore not suited to the system, and that. I think that's where United are maybe a little bit struggling on the wing-back situation. Do you reckon the club is hesitant to sign specialist wing-backs? And you're talking about Camison and Mantato. I've spoken about them both. If I was going to choose one of those two, I would choose Mantato. But as it stands, it's not. I'm trying to think of how Ruben Amorim's mindset is with the youth players, because I don't think it's about a case of he just doesn't want to give youth a chance. Because it's like, come on, man, like you've seen what Ruben Amorim has done in his career so far at Sporting. It's kind of, but is it because the scrutiny is less there? There's more opportunity, more space to give the youngsters a chance. I imagine part of it's down to trust, but like, shit me, like Dalot at left wing back against Everton was brutal. Absolutely brutal. Oh, my word. JC. I tell you what, JC. Let's see how these look. I reckon the lights will look nicer. Now they got a new camera in. Yeah, boy. Look, even the gong's lighting up. This feels nice. JC, thank you very much, dude, man. Gifted 50. You are just... Man, I love this community. I really, really hope you like the increasing quality here, man. And lads, on the pitch, if you don't mind just bringing an increase in quality throughout the whole of December, I would very much appreciate that. Mate, you're a ledge, dude. Thank you so much. You're helping me be able to bring on the likes of Alex and Maddie and actually bring something and bring some leaders in for the community. Let me see what you're saying down here. Hamish is saying, don't think they'd be hesitant to sign a wing back if they're sticking with Amorim. I mean, it really does feel like United are sticking with Amorim. It felt lower after Brentford than it does after Everton. I think that Brentford game was the lowest point, but to have the progress of the 5 games since and then do that against Everton was a real bad one. Let me see what he's saying down here. MB is saying, I think they should be cautious on signing specifically for Ruben's system. If they're not 100% sure he'll make it to next season. My point is, I think this has been United's policy, and it might be why we're struggling in the wing-back department. Now, I might be wrong on that. And I think you mentioned Kenda before. And then Chelsea came in and paid extra, signed him early, gave him a year. They gave terms and conditions to that transfer, which we couldn't compete with. So he went there. And we signed... It's not that we signed Dorgu instead, but we decided to invest in a position where we just couldn't do anything from inside the club. Someone down there saying being cautious is another way of saying not fully back. No, man. I'll be totally honest. I don't think it is. I really don't think it is. I just think it's smart club policy. And I don't care who the manager... we've been stung so many times before by a transfer strategy at this football club that has been driven, ultimately, by the manager. Let's sign... he's got weaknesses in this squad. Let's sign this particular position and let's spend 60, 70 million on it. That's what we need to do. I think that approach has made the mishmash. And as inconsistent as we are, I think our squad building signings that we've made over these last 2 summers have been better. I think Ugarte was a bad one. It's not perfect. Didn't say it was perfect. Ugarte was a bad one. Xerxes an unfortunate one, I think. That was a release clause. It made sense at the time. I think he developed at United in his first season. Not incredible. But then the goalpost shifted. We signed Šeško, we signed Kunin, we signed Mbuma. There's no space for him now. And I think he will be sold. But this is the point I make. I might even do a lunchtime video on this, right? But this concept of a squad overhaul and the concept of backing Ruben Amorim. No, it's backing what your actual internal club vision is for what the team is going to be, rather than signing just pure specialist players. That's why I think. Can we be more adventurous in the free transfer window? Maybe. I mean, that could absolutely happen. We'll see. You got me all embarrassed in HD now. What's this Xmas gift one? I think this makes it a little bit like Mastermind Darky. Look at that, bam, bam, bam. Man, look at the contrast. Some gifted memberships. So we get another little... JC and Gungshi, man. Love you both. I love you all, really. I say this time and time again. I know it's really, I'll be honest, it's tough right now. It's tough right now coming here every single day, doing a video every single day and trying to create some content which I think you'll actually enjoy, that you'll actually appreciate. And that maybe might cheer you up a little bit. But I'm here every day because you have given me the best job in the world. So thank you so much. And to Gungshi and to JC, to all of you, you know how grateful I am. And always be grateful, man. It's like a life lesson. Never, ever take bloody anything for granted, people. You have absolutely no idea what's going to happen tomorrow. And you might think it's bullshit to say that. But nah, cliches exist for a reason. And then when it happens to you, you'll be like, oh, they weren't lying. I shouldn't have taken it for granted. I'm telling you. Big up to all of you, man. But yeah, squad overhaul, right? I was leading on to this. I know it was a bit of a roundabout way. It's just a nice little debate and a conversation here, really. I don't think United are backing Ruben Amorim with another squad overhaul. United are just doing what is necessary for Manchester United Football Club with a squad overhaul, right? Regardless of who our manager is, our midfield needs completely reshaping. It doesn't matter if Amram's manager, if Solskjaer comes back, if Mourinho, it doesn't matter. Do what's right for the club. And that can coincide with what's right for the manager. We'll see. David, I think your studio needs to tidy up. Quite like it. We've got a lot of stuff going on in here. Yeah, it's not just about giving a manager a checkbook anymore. We've done that so many times. Surely you know that that's just not the right thing to do. And this has come from somebody who I still absolutely want Ruben Amorim to succeed at this club. I think the idea of him, I'm more than a bit concerned. At this point a year in, that we can put in a performance like that, and after when the positivity came, and after when there was no injuries in an international break, and there were 16 days to prepare for the game, and we're only playing once a week. Yeah, we might have been missing a couple of players, but nah, not enough to excuse that performance. I'm dead worried about that, and I'm crapping myself about fucking Crystal Palace. And you're saying Ilios were clear that they set the club system now, not the manager, so maybe Ruben was recruited to fit that rather than the other way around. That's kind of exactly what Wilcox has always said, really. Like, we've got a vision. We know what we want Manchester United to be. We know what the internal vision is. Project 150. I mean, it seems far away. It still feels far away. United want to win the league by 2028. I mean, good luck, lads. Be honest, the way you're looking this season, good luck. But yeah, it's not just... And this is why I'm hesitant to see United getting linked with going out and splashing big on a wing-back. I'll be honest, part of me is hesitant towards that. I know how important it is. Ruben Amorim's system, I'd say the four most important players are your two wing-backs and your two central midfielders. The two central midfielders will always be important to any system, so invest big in that, and it won't really just improve a Ruben Amorim team, it will just affect every team positively going forward. But go and spend, hypothetical, I know, go and spend 100 million on two incredible wing-backs, and then 7 months down the line, it doesn't work out Ruben Amorim. And we bring in a manager. I mean, would we bring in a manager then who didn't work with a wing-back? Probably not. We'd actually continue the vision, but you kind of get my point. I think there are types of signings you can make which would just fit any system. And spending big on wing-backs, I'd be hesitant towards that. I'll be completely honest. And I know it's a position where we definitely need to be strengthened. But I'd probably be looking towards... I think the club was. They were trying to find a gem in Dorgu. I'm not making my judgment on him. He's not even had a full year yet. I've seen promise, but I haven't seen enough consistency and I haven't seen enough development. But I definitely would sell Delo. I would definitely sell Shaw. They're not part of the conversation in the future. Neither of them are going to be here in 18 months' time. I don't think. So then what happens? Right wing back, internally, you're probably looking at Mantato. But if you're talking about physical weakness for the first team, yeah, you're talking about that. Left wing back, I actually really do have, I wouldn't say I have high hopes for Harry Amass, but his loan spell really could not have gone any better so far, which is a very strange thing to say considering the bottom of the league, but he is getting toughened up. And that was effectively one of the big things that people were concerned about. From a technical perspective, nobody was worried about how good Harry Amass was going forward. That's why he was naturally very good. But physical readiness, like he really does look like a... In the way that he plays, in his body shape and his body size and the way he carries himself, he really does look like a young Luke Shaw. Dude is strong, man. And far more rounded now as a professional because of dealing with the shambles of a season that's going on at Sheffield Wednesday. Even the 3-0 defeat to Sheffield United, he was coming out with some plaudits. What are we saying down here? I enjoy these sorts of chats. If you don't want the players he needs, then sack him. It's not as simplistic as that, man. It's really not. And this, I suppose this is where it's kind of like, it feels like a quandary. It feels like a little like tough middle ground here. I feel like United, if we're going to take risks with any positions, it has to be the wing backs. And I mean that in terms of younger signings, cheaper signings, development signings. It's just that they are so crucial to the system. It's a tough one. But yeah, if you gave me a choice, I wouldn't spend more than 30 million on any individual wing back. But I'd spend significantly more than that on central midfielders, on strikers, on central defenders, and players that I have absolute confidence that no matter who's the manager in 3 years' time, they can still be in this squad and still do something good for us. And look, again, just kind of following on from that, I think United would be foolish, really. They would be foolish to go into next season, the way that the season's gone so far, right? But to go into next season without both of these in the squad. The way that Senny has played so far, he's looking like our new number one. That's a really good thing. Long may it continue. I hope he can continue to have a great season the whole way through. I saw people trying to pick apart, saying that he was like, he could have done better for the goal that Everton conceded. I'm like, bro, man. Of course he could have done better. Could have saved it. But to like go public and try and highlight that and like pick it apart, I'm like, fuck, you actually just want perfection, don't you? Every single game, you're just looking for perfection. But then Vitek coming in as a number 2, Onana, Vamos, Bayindir, gone, Tom Heaton. Tom Heaton and Scott Carson, can I just say, right? Probably they've got the 2 best jobs that have ever existed in Premier League football. Over 1,000 days without a game for United for Tom Heaton. Scott Carson, I made that dude just sat on a bench watching Edison and sod knows why the goalkeepers and just got to enjoy it. He wants to train every week. I go home, do nothing. It's like the dream job. Fair play. But Vitek has number 2 with Onana and Bayindir leaving. Shaw leaving. Harry Mass coming in. Do you then sign an experienced wing-back? You may well do. You probably would still need to. Or would you trust Harry Mass? Would that be a risk? Yeah. Could that be a risk that pays off? Yeah. Might it be another season where United don't have enough at left wing-back? Yeah. Tricky. Right? What are you saying down here? Ken, you're saying, I've don't know how to do it, Sam. I've not been able to watch or listen to anything concerning United since Everton. Hey, look, dude, you're not on your own. I understand it. I'm here every day, and it's as I said, it's tough. It's not that I just come here just looking for, with red-tinted rosy, let me look for the rainbows. I'll speak about the problems where they exist. And there are problems, and we run into them constantly. But it's why I would always try and do videos like that video on Carl McCauley yesterday. I know not many people watched it, not many people enjoyed it because they're all switched off. But genuinely, I actually learned a thing or two researching that. And I like to be able to provide that sort of stuff that it's not necessarily just a distraction, but I always still try to make content with a purpose. Even when it's down and dirty like right now. Which isn't easy. When you're winning, man, it's piss. You could do this all day. You could do like 3 videos a day. No problems. But to actually make content that resonates with United fans at these times, it's tough. Without just being loud, spouty, shouty nonsense that other fans point and laugh at. Cool, you got traction for that. What good has it done your club? Well done, mate. And you're saying without the heart, nothing else works. I don't know who you're specifically talking about there. Well, yeah. Again, I'm going to go and read some more of your comments here. Like you're saying, it's a massive issue. If we don't get one and keep playing this way, it's such a massive part of how Amrin wants the team to play. So if they don't back him, then change the system. I'll be honest, I think it's fair to point out that concern. I don't know the right solution, but to me, spending huge on 2 wing-backs, I don't think is the solution. Short term, it might be. But United aren't making short-term decisions anymore. And by short-term, I mean a player who might not be fit to a squad in a year's time. And wing-backs would be exactly that. Interesting to see what United do, but according to Rob Dawson, United want a wing-back. Now, will that be someone on the Dorgu level again? Or will that be somebody on the... Who are the best wing-backs in the world right now? Hakimi, obviously. He stands out straight away. O'Reilly? Nah. Who even plays wing-backs in the Premier League? I'm crap when you do this. Munoz? Nah. I don't know who plays right back at Real Madrid. You know, truth be told, right, I engross myself in so much Manchester United on and off the pitch at every single level and aspect of the football club. That really is kind of quite hard to properly keep on top of what's happening around world football. Like my special subject is Manchester United. It's definitely that. Hey, Nuno Mendes for sure. Yeah, Nuno Mendes for sure. He stands out. But they're the sorts of players that you're talking about now. Frimpong, man, well, what's he done at Liverpool this season? They're the sorts of like 50, 60, 70 million wing-back level signings, aren't they? Dumfries? Nah. Nuri, man, I kind of feel sorry for him. Typical City, isn't it? They spend, 40, 50 million on Nuri and then play O'Reilly. Random. I'm sure he's pissed. They did that with 2 signings this summer. They signed James Trafford and then went and signed Donnarumma. They signed Nuri and then played someone else. Funny. Carl, you're saying, Sam, we've got 2 midfielders in the summer. What is the next position that needs improvement? That's a fair question. I'll open it up to the audience. Who would be your third signing? Like priority signings, I think we're all going to agree. 2 midfielders first. Right? Who would be your third? What are your options? I think your options could be a wing-back. I imagine if United were to sign one, they'll sign one that can play left or right wing-back. They wouldn't sign like an absolute specialist, but then the 2 wing-back roles under Ruben Amorim are very different. The right wing-back, he likes having a left-footer that can cut inside. Actually, I think it'll just be a left-footed player. It'll be a left-back, a left-footed wing-back. Wide centre-back, I think you can have a conversation about. Steve, you're saying a second striker. Ant, you're saying a third midfielder. A left wing-back has been said by a few of you. Left centre-back. Will I go left wing-back, or what am I saying about Harry Amass? Or is that just stupid to be looking at a player like Harry Amass for coming in and filling that role, considering how vital it is for us? Would I go wing-back? I think the 3 shouts are wing-back, wide centre-back, and striker. It feels like they're the 3 positions that you can speak about. I suppose we'll find out in the summer. It is November now, so we've got a long, old way to go. Now, what else have we got to speak about today? That's quite a long little chat we had there. I enjoyed it, though. In fact, we could probably end it on there. I don't think there's too much else to speak about. Let me read a couple more of your comments out down here. Can't talk about the wing-backs until central midfielders sorted. Steph, you're saying Gahey, Wharton and Munoz would improve us massively. Mate, you can look at a lot of that bloody Crystal Palace team, and we will be on Sunday. Oh, we're watching the whole team. Munoz is... well, he's like, yeah, basically, I love to play for Real Madrid, United, Bayern Munich. One of those clubs. That's clearly his aim. And Munoz would absolutely fit the wing-back system. Would he be equally as impressive in a flat back 4 as a full-back? I question. Same with Grimaldo. Mate, truth be told, I'm going to probably release my preview tomorrow for the Palace game. I'm not looking forward to it. Hand on heart, I'm not looking forward to that game against Palace. I think if we win, which could happen, but if we win, it's going to be a stanky game. It's going to be like, one of those wins that's not really enjoyable to watch. When the full-time whistle blows, it's like relief comes out. That's what that game will be on Sunday, if we do win. Corey's saying, how's the leg? I'm at the start of a back injury. No playing footy. I hope you guys well for you, mate. I'll be honest. You can't really tell with me. One thing that always frustrates me, like, I am training hard. I'm in the gym 5 times a week. I'm doing cardio 4 or 5 times every single morning. And I'm starting to get in decent shape. And my legs, I actually am starting to be able to run on the treadmill. I was walking home from the gym yesterday. I don't know if you ever do this. I sometimes used to do this when I was drunk. When you're walking home drunk, you're like, I could run home. Just get home quicker. You just start running for no reason. That's what I was doing when I was walking back. And it was a leg day. So I just had leg day and walked back from the gym. I'm still going to the gym for leg day because I've got a bloody membership until January. And then I'll do it in the gym at home. But I was like, yeah, go on now. Go start running now. And that's a big difference. So I'm really starting to it's taken so long. So long. That surgery was supposed to help me, and it is absolutely not done. Any of that. But yeah, thanks for asking, dude. Right. I'm going to wrap up today. Can I just say one more time? To JC, mate, JC, you have been so incredibly generous to this channel over the years, and Gungshi, you too. All of it gets put back in to what I'm trying to build. And I think I might tell you at some point in the new year about the big plans. I've got a really big idea that I want to launch. Still doing lots of research in the background. I'll probably tell you at the start of the new year because I need to get all your sort of thoughts and involvement into the project. But if we can launch it and launch it successfully, then it will be pretty much a new era for United People's TV in the content that we're able to produce. I've not got a dartboard out there. My next door neighbour, his outbuilding says man cave on it. And I'm thinking, one way to ruin a man cave? Put a sign on it that says man cave. Don't do that. Mine doesn't have any signs. Just blinds. But look, thank you all for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the increase in quality. By the looks of it, the show went fine. 4K, crispy 4K. And if you're watching on TV, I hope it does look a lot better. I'm really happy with how much better the quality looks. And fingers crossed, we can have some more quality things to speak about over the next few days. All right? Much love to everybody. I'll see you soon.